Ladies and gentlemen,
This is the Dental Up Podcast, brought to you by Keating Dental Arts, a full-service, award-winning dental laboratory. Each week, you'll learn tips and techniques from real-world dentists, bringing you in-depth interviews, motivating stories, current events, and sports. Here's your host, Sean Keating.
Hey everyone, Sean here. Welcome to another episode of the Dental Up Podcast. Our guest this week is a graduate from Brigham Young University with a degree in Bioinformatics. He obtained a Doctorate of Dental Surgery from Texas A&amp University, Baylor College of Dentistry. He completed advanced education in general dentistry at Idaho State University and advanced his training in oral surgery, implant placement and restoration, IV sedation, oral conscious sedation, cosmetic dentistry, and full mouth rehabilitation. Practice from Colorado Springs, Colorado. Please welcome Dr. Francisco Darquea. How's it going, Dr. Darquea?
It's going well. How did you get all that information?
Dude, we got little munchkins, man, to check out things on our people. We know more about you than I think you know about yourself, baby. We went to the dark side of the web and found everything. No, just kidding on that. Now you gotta, and that's just part of it. You got quite the resume, man, and you're very well to do, and you're just really freaking awesome, dude. I love it that you found the time to come on the podcast with us. But I can't thank you enough. I know how busy you are, and I thank you for sending us work here to our dental lab. And man, it's just thanks again for coming on. And hey, you know what, buddy? I always try to start off and talk a little bit about sports, man. You a big Broncos fan? You got them coming up in some preseason, or you like any sports out there in Colorado?
Not really. I am pretty boring that way. I'm not into sports or any. Yeah.
That's not boring. That's okay. Hey, Broncos. I'm a big Broncos fan, and
Are you?
Yeah.
I've been here in Colorado for 2 years, so
it's kind of hard to breathe out there, isn't it? You guys are a little high in the air out there.
yeah, about 7,000 feet.
Wow, that's crazy. Hey, that's funny. A little high in the air out there. You know, Colorado being illegal marijuana out there, you got to be careful. No.
Yeah, you do.
Nah.
It's all good, though.
Yeah, it's all good, man. That's awesome, dude. Well, heck then, we don't even need to talk about sports and how great the Rams and Lakers are and all that. I'll just kind of shut up and we'll just get right into it and dental up. So tell me, Doctor, why did you get into dentistry, and at what point did you think, I want to be a dentist?
Like you mentioned, I graduated from Brigham Young University with a Bioinformatics, and most people don't even know what that is.
Yeah, what is that, man?
Basically, it's computer science with biology.
Okay.
And I thought I wanted to do computer science. Then I switched my major to nursing, but then I went on a humanitarian trip to El Salvador with some doctors and dentists. And I just like what I saw. I like dentists do more procedures per se. And I thought it was cool. So that's what I decided to switch to bioinformatics, do the biology to go to dental school.
That's awesome. You ever watch that TV show called AP Bio? It's kind of a new show. It was on last year, and its first season's over. It's pretty cool. I guess it's
I haven't.
advanced placement biology, I guess is what it is. I'm kind of a knucklehead. I never went to college, so I went to one of those trade schools for 6 months, and look at me now.
Look at you.
Yeah.
You're doing great.
Thank you. So tell me a little bit about your journey in school now. You went to Brigham Young, also Texas A&amp and Baylor. My niece is going to Baylor. She's 18. She just graduated, and she's off to Baylor. I think my sister and her husband just took her last weekend. But tell me a little bit about that with how it went there for you.
I don't know. I always feel that I was really lucky to get into a Texas school, being a out-of-state student, because just Texas schools are really cheap compared to other parts of the country. And it was great. And now I know that Baylor College of Dentistry is no longer Baylor College of Dentistry, it's Texas A&amp.
Yes.
But it was all good. I love people in Texas, and the weather was hot and super hot. but I've survived for 4 years. So
that's so
and
awesome.
I'm here in Colorado now, and I love it here.
Oh, that's so cool. Colorado's so laid back. I got quite a few dentists from the area and different parts of Colorado, and they're just, it's kind of like your own, the state of Colorado is like a renegade state in a way. It's just like they run and they play by their own tune, and it's kind of like Texas is too, its own little entity, and it's kind of neat. Colorado's very forward thinking, and a lot of young like millennials and stuff. A lot of people are flocking to the area, and it's not because of, like I was kidding around with the marijuana passage. It's just the whole forward thinking, and it's just beautiful too. It's the seasons and the foliage, and it's a beautiful place.
It's a healthy state too. People are very outdoorsy.
Yes,
snowboarding, hiking, biking. I mean, there's a lot of things to do outdoors. It's really nice. I love it here.
Oh, absolutely. I was going to say that. Yeah, everyone's hiking and just love, and it's kind of like a lot of kind of hippie like people and stuff in a way, but not really. But
not all of them, but some. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's pretty cool, man. I mean, I've never been there. I'd like to go and visit it sometime. I had an old friend that he was my boss when I first started off, and he left the company and he started his own dental lab, and he went to a place called Breckenridge, and it's a ski area kind of, and he had his lab out there for years, and he just thrived, and he loved it because he's a big ski nut too, and just they have some of the best skiing in the world out there, and that's pretty cool, man. But so tell me a little bit about when you graduated from college and everything else. Where did you go? What did you do? Did you start off as an associate, or did you go in and buy a practice? Tell me a little bit about that.
So it was actually kind of funny. I was about to buy a practice in Oregon. My wife is from Oregon. So we were going to move there, and we got the practice appraisal, put some money in there, and then it just didn't go through.
Okay.
I was very disappointed because I was about to graduate from my IAGD. So I was really disappointed, and then I just went to Dental Town and looked for an ad, and I said, I always wanted to go to Colorado. So I was looking in Colorado, and I found this ad for an associate, and I applied. 5 minutes later, Dr. Andrew Miller, he's calling me, and we hit it off. And that Sunday of the same week, I flew over here, and I liked the guy, I liked the practice, and here I am 2 years later, and I'm about to buy in as a partner.
Oh, that's so cool. Andrew Miller, that sounds real familiar. I remember when Dr. Jason Letchefeld had a practice out there. I'm not sure if he's still in Colorado, but Andrew Miller, what's his name on Dental Town? Does he go just by Alan Miller, or is he?
I don't think he's posted anything on Dental Town.
Maybe,
Andrew Scott Miller.
Okay.
I mean, he just posted that ad. It's not like he goes into the forums or anything like that. But
no, that's all good, man.
But he had all the systems in place. It's a great practice, and I'm just loving it here.
Oh, that's so cool, dude. Tell me a little bit about the layout of the practice. How many ops you got and hygienists? Tell me a little bit about that if you could.
Yeah, we have 10 ops.
Oh, you're kidding. That's awesome.
We have four hygienists, and then the rest is operatories for the doctors.
Okay. Is it a fee for service, or do you much insurance, or?
So we do both. We have PPOs and fee for service as well.
Perfect. Now, what's one of your favorite procedures in dentistry? What do you like doing? Do you like crown preps? Do you like doing endo? Tell me a little bit about what you do like and what you don't like doing.
I like the variety that I can do as a general practitioner. So I do a little bit of everything, but my favorite procedure will be cosmetic dentistry.
Okay.
And those are the cases that I'm sending you because I cannot do on the CEREC.
Okay.
I guess I could without getting the same results, but
yeah. You can get it to where behind the lips it fits on a CEREC, but is it going to look like a hot lab like us doing it? I don't know about that. Unless you're,
I guess with the CEREC,
Samir Puri or something, maybe.
You
No.
have the staining techniques and all that stuff that I don't. Then I guess you can make it look decent. But when we're talking about 10, 20 units, then I just rather use a lab. But those are my favorite cases, and sometimes they turn out to be the most challenging as well.
Yeah.
But
And I see
a little bit of everything.
I see that with you. You're crushing it on bigger cases with us and stuff. And dude, you're only out a couple years, but and I see how you did some cosmetic dentistry and some full mouth rehabilitation. Where'd you get the CE on that, man? Or how'd you go about where you just put the big boy pants on and started doing it, or what?
Well, yeah, actually, I'm a dental town junkie. Like I do all the CE from there, and
Beautiful.
even before graduating from dental school, I was looking at it, and the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. So I'm getting really close to accomplish my 500 units of CE for the fellowship.
That's awesome, man.
And during residency, I did a couple full mouth rehabilitations, and I had great mentors, great instructors. And then I just started doing it.
That's so cool. Now, do you guys outsource anything there? I heard you're doing a little Invisalign today and stuff like that. Are you were you outsourcing ortho before? Are you outsourcing oral surgeries, for maybe implants or, endodontics? Tell me a little bit about what you outsource, if you could.
Yeah, absolutely. So we do basically everything. During my residency, I do IV sedation as well.
Okay.
For extraction of wisdom teeth. And I know my limitations, and when I see them, we do outsource to the oral surgeon or endodontist, because we do have a cone beam, a CT scanner.
Okay.
We can see how close we are to the nerves, and just if the case is too complex, then we outsource those things for oral surgery or periodontist if there are bony defects and things like that. But most of it, we keep it in-house. I mean, lately we've been too busy, which is a good thing, that even the simple endo we have to refer out just because we don't have room in the schedule to get the patients.
That's a good thing, though, sometimes.
Properly.
I mean,
so it is a good problem to have, but yeah.
To have such problems, man, I got dentists that they wish they got an endo in there, but to have so much work, fixed work and stuff, even removable, that, hey, you know what? Send out that endo. Send out some of those tough surgical, extractions. Why? When you can be doing a great bread and butter or even more complex stuff that, your time is better spent maybe. But no, good for you. That's awesome, dude. So what about with marketing strategy? What do you guys do there to drive patients to your practice? Is that you doing some, Facebook? You doing social media? Are you doing stuff, mailings? Tell me a little bit about how you drive patients to your practice.
So we do have Google reviews. We have over 500, believe now.
I can't even get 5 Google reviews. My people, I don't know. We just feel bad. Hey, could you review? I don't know. I got to do it more, but that's neat.
Yeah, I mean, we have the Google reviews, and like you mentioned, here in Colorado, there's a lot of millennials. They go on the website, they go online, they Google it, and they see it.
My doctors,
and a lot of it is word of mouth as well. So
that's good. No, that's so cool.
And we do Facebook too. We do promotions on Zoom or just a bunch of things.
That's awesome, dude. What about you doing any funny videos where you're dancing? Because I'm looking at your picture. You're a handsome young man there, buddy. You should do some of those Drake videos and get on in there and shake your butt a little bit, baby. Get some viral videos going out of Dr. Darquea. Oh, that'll be.
My assistant told me that I should.
You should. I'm looking at you, dude.
I'm from Latin America, and we have the moves. We really do.
You do. You look like
I haven't made any funny videos.
You look like some model movie star from Brazil or somewhere, man. That's awesome.
Well, thank you.
I'm not hitting on you. I'm just saying.
I am married. I am taken. So
hey, me too. 35 years almost. That's crazy. But no, it's awesome, man. I love hearing that. So what's the latest piece of equipment you've purchased for your practice?
We have the cone beam, we have the Carestream 8100, and
beautiful, and
the scanner, the Carestream 3600. We recently updated our CEREC to the latest version,
right?
The 4.5, and we're planning to buy a 3D printer.
Beautiful,
for the surgical guides.
That's man, you're cutting edge, baby. That's awesome.
We're trying to stay on top of the game, and it does help that I have a computer science background because of all this technology, you definitely need to have some knowledge of how computers work.
Dude, I got an IT department that it's so crazy. I can't even turn on a computer. I'm like an old analog guy, and if I didn't have them, and now they got this, stuff out there in dark web and guys trying to hack you just for the heck of it. I mean, since we got on Facebook, and it kind of goes out a little bit everywhere, people try to get into your systems and try to freaking mess with you, man. And I'm like, what the heck? Yep. So now I got the latest thing is, this is $1,800 a month for them just to kind of watch out for you. It's like, I just spent $100,000 on all this other stuff. And then now I got to do $2,000 a month for freaking just to have a kind of, I don't even know what you're going to do, but yeah. They assured me
I do like that you guys have that portal. I mean, that's the first lab that I work with that you can actually see
that's so
the
cool.
things that you guys received and when things are shipped and all that stuff. I think it's really neat to have that dentist portal.
Yeah, we're trying to get cutting edge like that, and it's important. They can pay their bill. They can track it through the lab where it's at. It's really neat. We're going to have not 24/7, but we'll have live, webcam going on the main lab floor, just like from 6 in the morning to 6 at night. Just to see it, kind of like, you see at Huntington Beach or Disneyland, they have it on the news. And I just think that's cool. And we're digital too here a lot. And we're doing so much more, digital scans. And it's so amazing. And just, all my people, I got like 4 people looking at me doing this podcast and different people, and they're all young kids, man. It's like, what the heck? And it's like, but they're the ones that know how to put this stuff together, man. I'm looking at an iPad clicking away on the time going, Sean, keep going, shut up and let the doctor talk. No. But
no, just keep going. I love it.
So tell me, do you attend any dental conventions or gatherings? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, with all that CE that I'm doing, I certainly do. I'm going to Salt Lake City. Well, yeah, in sometime in October. I don't remember now.
Okay.
And I'm going to the Sirona World. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Oh, yeah, that's huge. That's a Florida. It's in Florida this year? Okay.
This year, and I'm going also to the ADA in Hawaii. I'm just going there because it's in Hawaii.
Exactly. The ADA switches every year. And the last ADA I went, I did the one in San Francisco, I think, a while back. And then the one I really love is the one that did in Philadelphia. And the history. And it's just amazing. And I'm a big foodie. I like, wherever I go, I try to find the best restaurants, or not even the best, just the best reviewed from people that, are locals, and then I'll do the ritzy stuff or whatever. But I just love different places. And Philly, man, those people are kind of tough there, but such a history and, our forefathers of this nation. And it's just a trip looking at them.
Never been there. I'll have to go there and check it out.
Oh, yeah. They got some mean fans for those Philadelphia Eagles. They're tough, man. They don't mess around there in Philly. But, hey, they're world champions now, aren't they, in football? That's a trip, man. But all right. So, what's some of the most rewarding experiences in the dental profession in your short career? You got what really stands out in some of the most rewarding experiences that you've had? Patient in a chair, maybe full rehab or something, or 6 through 11 or 4 through 13 or something. Tell me something that.
Yeah. So the one that recently happened, I had one. We did. I think it was just only the maxillary arch, but it made such a difference because this patient had baby teeth, and some of the permanent teeth were missing. So she looked like she looked like a child trying to be an adult.
Oh, okay.
And when we delivered the finals, my assistant was crying.
Oh,
and sometimes that is just rewarding. You spend a couple hours fixing teeth, but then you really change someone's life. And I know it sounds cheesy, but it is true.
Oh, it is so
for
true.
Pictures and how they communicate with other people and how they look at themselves. So
I tell you, no, that is so true. And I'm a crybaby too when it comes to that. And I see friends, I've done so many of my friends that are out there and that their teeth were just bad, be it, from natural dentition, just orthodontically, they had to have stuff pulled in and then we had to work on them after that, or just, just teeth that just, it's so many people with their, self-esteem and their confidence, and you see them talking with their hand over their mouth, and, you could be fat, tall, ugly, and everything else, but if you have a beautiful smile, it just goes away in my mind. It doesn't matter. I just think a smile goes so far, and your smile in your eyes, and it's so rewarding when you get someone that, sure, we do a lot of onesie twosies in the back of the mouth posteriorly, people need that to eat and all that, and that's great. It's a service for sure that is much needed, getting them out of pain, but cosmetically, when we can come around the horn a little bit and just fill out a lip and have things to where it changes their lives, and it's just such a confidence builder, and it's so easy and so quick. And I've given away so many, teeth that, it's just crazy that it's so rewarding to me. And I just love, for years, my tagline was creating smiles every day. And we kind of do. We kind of work 7 days a week here, man. Yeah. And it's day and night because we have different crews that come in, and we're just, we're like a star football team here. It comes in and we're working it, baby. And we're working it like 3 days, and it's out the door, and it's just, it's what we do. And so it's something, I just love the field that I'm in, and I've done a lot of smiles in my life, and it does change people's lives. And
it does. I recently received a case from your lab. It was 6 through 11 and a bridge from 22 to 27. So just all the interiors.
Okay.
And it was for a dad that he wanted to be able to smile at his daughter's wedding. So, and everybody loves him when he comes, and everybody was happy to be able to see him smile.
How did it go to place? It go to place like 5 minutes, each crown, like they just drop into place, or what?
It was beautiful because we fixed some misalignment that he had on number 7. So, and we didn't extract number 7. He had a second opinion that they wanted to extract number 7, but we made it work, and it looks great.
That's so cool, dude.
Sometimes on the sheet that we get, like for feedback,
yep,
I do say like thank you to the technician or who was in charge of that case or something.
Well,
they do a lot of work.
We read those every day, and all those go back to the technician, and they actually get bonused on them and stuff. It's like, it's a great thing. And they really love it because, they're striving for perfection. Every day is like, every case is a new case. And I always tell them, and it's like, it's going to go on Dental Town. It's going to go on the interweb, and just make sure, like, it's, a million people are going to see it, or it's going in your mom's mouth or your family's mouth. And when you work that way, after a while, you just do your best on every case. And, on that case with the buccal corridor at 4, 5, and 12 and 13, how was that? Was it prominent enough? Because a lot of times 6 and 11, man, I almost like to buccal veneer at 4 and 5 and 12 and 13, just, almost even no prep if it's inside a little bit, where I want to build out that buck quarter. Did it look okay with that, with the smile line and everything?
It looked okay. And, sometimes a major thing is also finances.
Yep.
We want to do all of this stuff, and just, finances get on the way. But,
hey, if you ever have it to where finances is a problem, it's going to take you about a half an hour more to grind and do those other 4 teeth. Hey, I'll throw those in there for you every once in a while just to help. You got certain patients. It's really easy for me. And I got an old friend, Howard Ferran, man. He got me on that way back, and he offered 6 through 11 for
I
this.
will get back to you on that one. I have lots of patience.
Yeah, but take it easy, D. Don't mess with that. No, but that's so true. And 6 through 11 is great, but 4 through 13, man, it just builds it out when you get a wide smile line and from a side profile, man, and you can see 4 and 5 there a lot of times before 6. And I just hate to have this Rolls Royce at 6 through 11, and you got that, Honda Accord or Toyota Corolla at 4 and 5 and 12 and 13, baby. I want it all looking good. So let me know on that. And 22 through 27, usually you don't have to worry about, 20 and 21 or, 23 and 24, because that's a lower lip line. You're not going to see those side profiles, but buccal corridors on the upper is kind of a mandatory. Just when you're seeing that smile, especially those big gummy patients that are pulling that lip way back, man, you got to throw that in there. And you don't need to grind that whole thing down. We could just do, cover that buccal cusp, but I'll just build out that facial and just do a buccal veneer on those things, man. And
buccal veneer, that's right.
It's real easy, and we do it all the time. But yeah, just know that it's just. I remember Howard's big thing was, it's $59.95 for 8 crowns. I'm only charging for 6, or it's actually 10 crowns, because we're throwing 4 extra in. And he goes, his chair would be filled twice a week with it in the old way, 6 or 11. But when he went 4 through 13 and out of those extra 4 in, his chair was filled like 20 people a week. It's just, and it's a little bit of money. It's $400 or $500 more in a lab bill or whatever. And it's, a little bit of your time, a little bit of your cement, and it's just not a lot. But, certain people, you do that, you tell them, hey, keep out on the low down, baby, so they're getting that special deal. And it just it really makes the case. But don't get me wrong, 611 happens and it works so good for so many people, but sometimes, to bring it around the horn a little bit, it's a little bit better.
I'm with you.
So, hey, I always ask, what kind of advice can you give some of our newer dentists just starting off? You're pretty new, but man, you got it together, man, because I've seen your work and you really are crushing it, dude. But what kind of advice can you get some of the younger guys that are starting off, some of the do's and don'ts, and maybe starting off as an associateship, or starting your own practice? What do you think? You can give me some advice on that for some of our newer people out there?
I'll say, what really helped me to know, because once you graduate from dental school, you feel that you can do everything. But I did go to an AGD, and I think, that really opened my eye to see how many things I didn't know. And feeling comfortable with, normal class 2s or just the single crown, but then with more aesthetic cases when you're worried about crown lengthening or the gingival heights or the buccal corridor or implants.
Yep.
If you have that type of personality where you like learning and you're not afraid of trying new things, I think like doing a good AAGD is the way to go. I went to Baylor, and Baylor prepares you really, really well. You do a lot of procedures compared to other schools. And I felt really comfortable doing the single tooth dentistry, and I just didn't know what I didn't know. You know what I mean?
Exactly. No, that's so true.
So pursuing more education, doing continuing education, because if you're not constantly learning new things, then you're just stuck in the same place, and you don't know how much better you could be doing.
Absolutely. Now it is education, especially when you're starting off. First 10, 15, 20 years, you can do everything you can. Those next 10, 20 years, you're just going to be on autopilot. And I just say that. I say that to my kids too. You bust your butt while you're young, man, and just put your dues in. And things will be good when you hit, your 40s and 50s. Nothing's free, man. You got to work for it, and you got to work hard.
Things are good right now for me, and I'm 33. Well, 33. I'm like, wait, how old am I?
I got a son. I'm looking across the table at 33, and it's like, it'll be 34 coming up, and 9/11, but yeah, it's a trip, dude. It's it's amazing.
And dentistry can be stressful as well, so make sure you have a way to decompress and think about other things besides dentistry.
Absolutely. What do you do? What do you do in your off time to are you out there jogging and hiking, and what do you do for fun out of work?
I have 4 kids.
Oh yeah, 33, baby. You're not messing around. That's awesome.
I have 3 boys and 1 baby girl.
Congratulations, man.
So I hike like crazy everywhere. We go do our bikes, we snowboard. So cool. Recently I got a drone.
Oh yeah. I got one of those too, the Magic something or Mavic.
Mavic, yeah. I have the Mavic Air, and I've been using it for work as well.
Yeah. That's so cool.
It's keeping busy and not wasting time and enjoying life and trying to learn to be a better dentist, help people. it's good. I
So
love what I do.
Oh, that's so cool. You got to keep it all in perspective, and you just got to really balance it all. And, because dentist it can wear on you, and especially if, and it's all with the people you surround yourself with. Most dental practices, a lot of the successful ones that have worked with me for many, many years, they've got the same people working for them, man. And it's like a family, and, you take care of them, you pay them above and beyond what they're worth, don't penny pinch. These people are trying to live too, and spread the love with them, and they're going to keep working hard, and they're going to come to work, and it's like having the A-team. But other staffs and certain offices that they just go through them left and right because they're not putting a value on those people, or maybe they haven't found the right people. But it's important, you're only as good as your people in any business that you do. And you find those people, you take care of them, and everything just falls into place, man. It really does. You don't think about the money. You don't think about growth. You just do what you're doing to the best of your ability, treat people good, and treat your employees good, and good things will happen, and more so than not. And I just found it true with myself and our company, and with the doctors that I've worked with. I've been doing this 33 years now, and since 1984. It's going on 34.
Oh, wow.
And I love it, and it's just it's very rewarding.
I spend so much time here at the practice. They're like my second family. We have 16 employees and then 2 doctors.
Oh, that's so cool.
So we're really close. We have a great office manager. We have great assistants, because all that dentistry that you see is thanks to the assistants, the doctors, and then, your ceramist that does make all this possible. So you need a great team.
Yeah, it's so amazing. It really is. And it just stands out when you have star people that want to do a good job. And, that's why you guys are so busy, because you do. You guys care, and you're doing great work. And look at you. You're rocking and rolling, baby. It's freaking quite a young career, man. No, hats off to you. So our lab's doing pretty good for you, huh? Would you recommend our lab to other doctors out there if they're listening?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's so cool.
Prices might be a little bit higher than, let's say, Glywell, but it really pays off when you're seating and you don't have to redo it, or
I hear you. We're not a whole lot higher, but and that's like going to 7-Eleven to get a hamburger, or going to In-N-Out to get a hamburger. They're both hamburgers, but one's a lot better than the other, and it's just a little bit more. But it is what it is. And when doctors do try us and work with us, chair time is money, and also accolades from patients and peers in the industry when you're doing great dentistry, and they're talking about the teeth, and just telling other people, it's a big thing out there that you almost don't need the marketing and stuff like that. It's just word of mouth, and you grow. And that's what we've been. I mean, we do a little bit of marketing, but it's kind of guerrilla marketing. We don't have the big budget, but what little we do, we get a pretty good impact. But it's it's kind of like fishing. You're out there fishing, and you don't call it catching. It's just something. And the same thing with us. We go through some doctors that come and try us, and it's just sometimes they're just bouncing around lab to lab, and looking for price and this and that, and then some just want to find a good lab that can make their life easy and to make them look good, because a dentist is only as good as his lab, man. Believe it or not, at the end of the day. And it's 5, 6, 7% of your overhead of your company, but it's 90% of your headache and 95% of your gratitude from your people and your patients, because we can make or break a dentist. And more so than not, man, we make them look good, and we do things really fast here. And
appreciate it.
we want to get that patient back in that chair faster than you guys do, because teeth like to move and everything else. And I want those temps out of their mouth and the finals in, stabilizing everything up, and it's just good to go, baby. But hey, man, I got to run here. I can't thank you enough for this interview, man. What a great podcast, and for such a young gun, man, you're just freaking knocking it out of the park, dude. And I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me over, I guess.
And let me know when you get that 6 through 11. We'll go 4 to 13 on you, baby. We'll take care of it. Just let me know. We'll hook you up.
All
for
right,
sure.
I will. I'll take you up on it.
All right. Well, hey, thanks again for coming on our podcast. And if you ever need anything, just ask for me here, and like you do, and just say, hey, Sean, give me a call. If you got a lab script or something, just write attention, Sean, call me. Or, Sean, I'm not sure on this. Feel free to do that, man. Anytime. A lot of doctors do that. And I'm sitting here on my desk. I work every day here. So I look forward to it, and love to help you out in any way and help grow your practice, man. We got some, we got a marketing department here and some guys in social media. We can help you out in other ways too, because the more I can make you look good and the more I can help you grow your practice, that's just better for me. And that's why it's in our best interest here at the lab to help these dental offices across the nation as much as we can, because it's beneficial to us, because the busier you are, the busier I am. And it's just win-win for everything. And not even if you're not busier, it's just if we can do the quality of work that we need to do to make your life easy and to make you look good and feel good, it just goes far. It goes real far. And, we've been doing it a long time. We're excited every day doing this, and every day is a new day, man. You can't, every day is like we're in the playoffs, man. And it's just like, it's important, it's important that we treat it that way, because every patient's new and every crown's new, and you're only as good as your last one. And we remember that. But thank you so much, doctor, for coming on board. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. Thank you so much.
All right, sir. We'll talk to you real soon.
Okay. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us on the Dental Up Podcast Show this week. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or search the Dental Up Podcast on iTunes for our weekly feed. Don't forget to visit KeatingDentalArts.com/promo for exclusive offers. Keating Dental Arts is a full-service dental laboratory, and we're nationwide. We'd love for you to send us a case so we can show you the Keating difference. If you dig what you heard, please leave a review on iTunes, and we'll be back next week.